could have been good, but there's some other stuff that's like, ooh, I don't know
What?
about that.
What
Like,
stuff?
like he has Darth Maul come back, and Darth Maul is like the main villain, and Darth Maul essentially after the end of the Empire, um he tries to scrounge up, he tries to like reassemble Avengers Assemble. Like the pieces of the Empire into his own like kind of, illegal underworld thing. Um if I remember correctly. And
See,
he has like an apprentice Sith, which and it sounds relatively interesting.
as soon
Yeah.
as you said he has Darth Maul come back, my brain checked out because you can't do that twice. You can't kill him
Yeah.
off and bring him back 2 times
Well, I mean obviously this was before they planned on killing him in, you know, uh
in Rebels.
Rebels, yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Because
But I
like this,
think
this was yeah, no, this was a while ago that he was planning. Like I think um, before he sold to Disney.
the Rebels like ending for Maul is so perfect that
Oh yeah,
that
no, it's
like
great.
that I was like I would never like. Then he comes back and he's more evil now, and it's like
Yeah,
as I hate the I dislike that every Sith like is now like surviving fatal shit because they were too angry to die. It was cool when
yeah,
Darth Maul did it, but like everybody can't be as cool as Darth Maul. So some people just gotta die, bro.
this is true.
and that's just and that's just what it is. Fucking you fucking wanna watch this? How One Piece is going to break the internet video?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Also, apparently, brand new day trailers have been leaking. I don't know how real that is,
I don't
but
believe that even a little bit. I think they're still shooting.
yeah,
I'm almost certain they're still shooting. Hold on. Yeah, Spider Man. Because they even had to take a break because Tom Holland got injured.
I think he was off set for like a week or something like that. But
Oh no, they're done.
oh,
Okay, confirming the news. But oh, sure, sure. Dubs. Sadie Sink talks about Spider Man every new day. Talks about definitely not playing Jean Grey. Definitely not playing Gwen Stacy. Definitely not playing anybody of those two
I
characters.
know, I know. Everyone's always like, "Dang, who's she playing?"
Who do you want her to play? Is the question.
I
I
don't know. I think the fan casting of Caleb McLaughlin and Sadie Sink as Miles and Gwen is pretty great.
be peak.
Um,
Bringing them back right after Stranger Things, the duo.
dude, straight up, like I see the fan edits of like them in costume. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of fire. So like honestly, it'd be dope if they were like, here's Gwen Stacy. You're
Yeah,
like, yes, do it,
yeah.
do it.
Either that or one thing people keep forgetting. I think she could be Firestar, not Firestarter. Firestar. I don't. You know who
Yeah,
Firestar is?
yeah. Freaking, she's one of what's uh
One of Spider Man's amazing
Spider-Man and his
friends.
amazing
Yes, dude.
friends,
She's
or
a
whatever it's
redhead,
called.
bro. Like, come on, Fire. Like, I think this is like could be who she's gonna be.
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah, I could see that.
I feel like that would be. I wouldn't be mad at Firestar at all. Like, I think only
Yeah,
Firestar, Jean Grey, or Gwen are the only three options. Jean Grey can see the
yeah.
least, but I would also like a lot because I think she would. She's a great actress. I think she'd do good as Jean Grey.
Oh wait, go to that redesign down there on the middle right. That looks really cool.
This one?
No, to the right, far right. That one, yeah,
Oh, this.
looks dope.
It looks like a Marvel Rivals Firestar design.
Yeah, but I don't know. I showed you the we should actually look through them. That'd be a cool thing to do on stream. Um that Iron Man redesign that on Instagram. You remember seeing that, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Oh. Well, like he's redesigned most like well, not most Marvel characters, but a lot of Marvel characters, and they all look really cool in my opinion. Some of them are like, I don't like this as much as I like this one, but they all look really cool.
That would be cool to do. Also, we've been streaming for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay,
I
good.
figured
Um,
because you were like, you want to watch this video, and I was like, yeah, okay, we're definitely
this one
streaming.
looks really cool.
It does look cool.
I like this from the actual X Men comic. But yeah, if she listen, if Sadie Sink turns out to be Firestar, I want $1 million for calling it Disney. I don't think I've seen that anywhere else, and I feel like that's just like
I haven't seen that either.
I feel like that just would be like who she would be because I feel like that's just too perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. I wouldn't be upset if she was Firestar, but also at the same time, I feel like you could utilize Sadie Sink more
Yeah, put her in a more prominent role.
than just Firestar. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I don't know.
like
I think it'd be cool. It just depends on what because you know the MCU does this with gives a bunch of like non-important characters in the comics and makes them important, like Yelena.
that's
Or,
true.
so
That's true. But yeah, that's true. I don't know. I really would like to see her as Gwen Stacy though. That is to see her as Spider Woman. That would be pretty
that's her.
dope.
She's actually
I
Ghost
won't lie.
Spider now, is what she's called in the comics.
Ghost Spider.
Yeah, everyone hates it.
Ugh,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
grody.
It's pretty bad.
Just call her Spider. It doesn't matter if you have two people named Spider Woman. Who cares, bro?
Yeah. What about me? Do I look like a kid
Oh wait,
arachnid
no,
to
Kyler,
you?
look down there. Firestar Marvel Sadie Sink.
What? Well, hold
It's
on.
been looked up.
Where is it? The
Right,
fuck?
in the middle, in the middle,
I'm
down
so. Oh, where
to the
is it?
left.
To the
No,
left.
up.
Up. Oh shit! Like this. What the fuck? Damn. Dubs.
You were wrong.
Hey, listen.
It
If
has.
she is,
Of
if
course,
she,
it's been thought of.
of course
Before.
it's been thought of before. But like freaking, if she is, who's this? This is Millie Bobby
It's been
Brown.
like
This
it's
is
been
Rogue.
like the
Who's this?
least popular. Margaret, who?
I don't know who Margaret Qualley, whoever that is.
I don't know who that is.
A lot of people want Kiki Palmer to play Rogue, and I don't know. I don't agree with that. Um,
Who's Kiki Palmer?
no.
Wow, you spelled that great.
Okay, shut up. Thank you. This lady.
Yeah.
I don't mind her as
Where-
an actress. She was in
never-
she was in what's it called? Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her name sounds super familiar, but I don't feel like I've ever seen her.
And she was also in that movie with SZA last year. Fucking One of Them Days. This movie.
A movie I did not go see.
I didn't see it either, but I wanted to. It looked fun, and also I like this poster.
I do like that poster.
So
Oh my gosh!
what,
My camera.
bro? Also, I saw a clip of it. Like when I was working in the movie theater, I kept seeing scenes of it, and I was like, this movie actually looks really funny.
Hold on. I gotta turn off. Tyler, turn off my camera real fast.
No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
Fine, I'll turn it off myself. You hoe.
Loser.
Oh my gosh. Everything's gone to crap. Hold on, give me a minute. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Or not. Everything's perfectly fine.
No,
Just crying.
technical difficulties.
Oh dear. Freaking.
Go check out the Patreon.
No, I will not take out your Patreon, guy. I'm too broke for that.
Real.
Oh, I've done a stupid dumb.
Have you now?
Yeah, I changed the title, but I didn't change the thumbnail, so it's just a picture of you fucking with Thor as Marvel Rivals.
Ah, that's funny.
Whatever.
What do you mean whatever? Change it, Kyler.
I don't think I can do that midstream.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Where about? I'll test it. Let's see if I can do that. I don't even know what I would change it to.
Oh no, freaking. Something.
God damn it. We are now experiencing technical difficulties for the first time ever.
It's never happened before, never.
View your channel. Manage videos. Let's see. Let's see. Live. Edit title and description. No, I can definitely change a thumbnail. I've seen it happen before. Details. Change. What if I want no thumbnail? Can I do no thumbnail?
I don't think you can.
Fucking. Should I do this picture of Gary without his shell? That I just have saved in my thing for some reason.
So that's what you've been looking at when you jack off.
Yeah, you caught me. It's titled Gary Ass in there. I thought it'd be funny to put. I thought it'd be funny to put in the video, but I just never used it.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're back. Camera fixed.
There
we go.
Should I put this picture of a hot girl, Isabella Merced? That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Oh my gosh, I hate you so much.
Gotta promote my wife whenever possible. Boom. Dubs all around. You love
Isabella Marcet, if you're out there and you're watching, Kyler has a massive crush on you. He would love to go on a date.
Isabella Merced, if you're out there and you're watching, Jesus Christ, you must be a crazy fucking fan because we have no fucking viewers, bro. And also, yes, hit me up, like on my email on Continuous Productions. I'll hit you back.
Notice how it's.
Let's talk business.
I can't believe you said that. Oh my gosh. No, just comment on one of our videos. We'll figure it out from there.
Oh, no.
Don't email us. You're just gonna get confused.
No,
Trust.
You won't get confused. She's too smart for that. Don't ever say that about my wife, bro. Don't ever say that.
Oh my gosh.
Don't ever say that in your life. All right, let's see what this guy has to say. I think this is similar to the One Piece video I did back in the
Because
day.
my editors want a raise, and they told me that until you do, they will be roasting my shitty-ass hairline every single video. As you could tell,
Good, that'd
I
be
am
funny.
royally fucked. The One Piece live action, Netflix's desperate attempt to get a Stranger Things replacement that might actually get 5 seasons in a reasonable amount of time. Season 1 was a massive hit with the critics and the audience, which is pretty hard to come by these days apparently. And it worked because it made you fall in love with the characters before
Love that
asking you to
Kame House
care
art.
about anything inside their world. Season 2 is flipping that equation upside down. This is the make it or break it moment for Netflix, where it's no
Concur.
longer a hee hee ha ha live action experiment and it becomes a bona fide odyssey with political
Yeah.
conspiracies and
Yes.
giants and a blue-nosed reindeer that may or may not also be the doctor of
The
the
goat
crew.
of all
So
time.
before you hit play
Yeah,
on season 2
literally.
and binge this sucker, sit back and relax because I'm here to tell you,
Oh,
Teach me One
for
Piece.
you to really grasp why the internet is
Bruh.
collectively creaming its pants over the new season of One Piece.
This is just
we
what you
gotta
need to
get
know
about
before you
where
watch
we
season
left
2
this
video.
ragtag band
Oh
of
my
misfits
gosh.
After season 1.
Actually
The
watch the
first
video,
8
hold
episodes
on.
of this thick, juicy quest were covering the East Blue Saga. 5
I love his
arcs
shirt.
from the anime that built the
Shirt's been
emotional architecture of the story, if you will. Starting off, we got the captain himself, Monkey D. Luffy, and
Soda
his
King, the
journey
real
through the
captain
East
of
Blue,
Starfire.
which looked deceptively simple on the surface. He's the wandering rookie pirate chasing a dream, but by the finale, you realize that the season was quietly establishing something way larger. That Luffy's optimism isn't him just being naive, it's total defiance against a world that is truly unjust. He walked into villages ruled by fish dictators and marines serving corrupt
Fish
shadow
dictators.
Better believe
organizations.
it.
But instead of being shaped by those realities and turning into a villain himself, he stood up to them. His victory over Arlong wasn't just about beating the big baddie. It was about proving his grit grit and leadership. He proved that he was worthy of all that main character energy oozing through his pores by showing Nami that her freedom mattered to somebody else
really
just as
bad
much
picture,
as it
really
mattered to her.
Yeah, it
Soto, on
is.
the other hand, yeah, this dude had some tough-ass pills to swallow. Makenyu,
this video's gonna be
he did a
cool and
phenomenal
No,
job
this
showing
just
us
this is
Zoro's
just a
growth
recap
throughout the
video.
Yeah, bums. Super bummer.
Maybe skip ahead.
ready to
No,
answer.
like halfway
He is now
through the
fully
video.
on board. Created
No,
a
we're still talking about
self-edited
Sanji.
project where they some inspiration from the GOAT himself. It's a pretty cool arc if you
Go back here.
now you know
Oh,
that
no,
One
this
Piece
is-
long as fuck. So fans of the series decided to hit each other with a Tiger Woods style dap and created a self-edited project where they cut out all of the filler and the recaps.
He's just
Basically,
talking
it
about
means you can watch
One
the show
Piece.
as close to the pacing of the
Hold
manga
on.
as possible. This is called One
have no
Piece, and there's a
patience, bro.
Discord server for it that will answer all of your questions because I can't cover all that in this video. But for your
I'm just
convenience,
curious
I've left
why
it in
he's
the video
talking about One
description.
Piece.
Plus, it's got a spreadsheet where they organized the watch order history that you should use to experience the story. So here
can
are
just
all of
click
the
next
arcs in
episode.
regular One Piece
Yeah,
episodes
what do
and
you
their One Piece
mean?
Why the fuck would I look at his
You're locking,
spreadsheet?
baby. We're going in. Here is exactly what you can expect from each arc with as little spoilers as possible. Loketown is the island where
Okay,
Goldie
I've seen
Roger,
it. I've seen the edit. Thank you. but I've seen
I
it.
know what to expect.
Yeah, I've been there. I was hoping you were gonna give me some like thing like some stats. I don't know, something interesting.
Yeah.
But no.
I that's kind of that's actually a really annoying title. If I clicked on that, I'd be like, this dude's just recapping One Piece, bro.
One Piece is going to break the. Hey, listen, don't hate. He's got 451 subscribers and 5,000 views. Okay, we need that. All right, that's
He
what
has
we-
an editor? That's interesting.
You're so right. How does he have an editor?
Why does he have an editor at 451 subscribers?
No, why don't we have? He has editors, plural.
I know. Does he have a different surely he has a different channel.
No, he definitely doesn't, dude. He definitely doesn't, bro.
Interesting.
This is freaking. This is absurdity. Don't hate, because he's doing something that we're.
No,
not
I'm
doing
not-
to
I'm
get-
not hating, I'm just
to
like-
get, to get 5,000 views with less subscribers than us. He's cooking, bro. He's literally cooking right now. We are not cooking right now. We-
I'm just saying, like, I'm just like, why?
I directed.
I'm
a
just
movie
curious.
for Amazon and Paramount. Here's the truth. Don't quit your job. That sounds interesting. But I also want to watch this. How realistic are Avengers Doomsday's theories? I'm just going to put that there. And I'm gonna click that.
Recently, we've been getting our first
That does
official
seem
look at
interesting.
Avengers Doomsday, and naturally, fans have been theorizing what could happen in the movie. So right here, I have a stack of the internet's most popular fan theories for Avengers Doomsday, and we're gonna put them on this scale of realism and coolness.
Oh my gosh,
So the
Ryan
first theory
Gosling?
we have is the X-Men will die in the first 30 minutes. Honestly, if
What?
we do go with this theory, 30 minutes is a bit generous. I
I'm
think
about
this
to
could be one of the worst
I
things.
would be fucking livid if they died in the first 30 minutes.
Okay, hold on though. We've both seen the X-Men teaser trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like they're finna die, bro.
They can die 2 hours in. You know, allegedly the runtime for the movie's 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Jeez, that is insane.
That's not. This is gonna get cut down again. They can't put that in the theaters.
Yeah, no, it's got to be 3 hours max.
Yeah, they can't do that. And freaking, but no, like, so, like, no, they can die, like, because they're supposed to fight the Avengers, is what I heard. Like, it's supposed to be like a,
Yeah,
so, like, no, like, yeah, it looks
I
like
don't-
they're about to die, but like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. It seems like they finna die.
but it seems like everyone's probably about to die. It's doomsday, dog. Like,
No,
we're gonna get a universe reset, so they can kill
I
probably
freaking
everybody.
hope so. I hope we get a universe reset after Secret Wars, bro. Bring back Iron Goat, please.
It's almost certainly what's gonna happen.
Not Robert Downey Jr. He's had his time. Just you know,
Who would you want to play him? Timothy
I
Chalamet?
no a rando who no one knows.
Miles Teller for Iron Man.
Miles Teller? No, he's too old.
What do you mean?
I
he's
want a
too
young.
old?
I want a younger bachelor Iron Man, bro.
Interesting. Okay.
I want a younger Iron Man.
that could happen
feel like
in this
that'd be
movie.
cool.
However, in terms of the scale, it is kind of realistic.
Yeah,
if
I
you
can see
consider
that
the amount
happening.
of characters in this movie, you can't
Yeah.
expect all of them to have an equal screen time for all 3 hours or whatever. And as the internet has
That's not
already
even
pointed
what
out, we've
happened
already
in
had a
Infinity
bunch of
War.
send-offs for this Fox X-Men universe.
Yeah.
We've had X-Men The Last Stand, we've had Days of Future Past, we've had Logan, we've had Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm sure there's something I'm missing. But no, I would not like this to happen, okay? We're finally getting James Marsden as a good Cyclops, and we're gonna see him die in the first 30 minutes. Okay,
They would not
listen,
do
Dude,
it's not
They
the
would
first
not
30
do
minutes.
that.
It's gonna be
Pause.
the
Pause. That meme with James Marsden, the Hop, Sonic,
Yeah.
and Avengers 2. I need that to I need Rocket. I need Rocket and James Marsden to be in a car driving somewhere at some point
That's so funny.
because it would be so funny, bro. It'd be so funny.
Fucking, you know, it'd be even funnier, the behind the scenes footage of fucking Sean Gunn crouched in the fucking front seat.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe you still doing it all the way up until Endgame,
They
bro.
gotta get the mocap. That's what they have
That's
to do.
crazy, dude. Why do they need to get the mocap? It's not even the same anatomy.
Listen, I don't know. This is how it works, bro. The Rocket looks
I mean,
great. Don't hate. Trust the process. Bro.
I don't know, man.
opening scene of the movie. Doctor Doom shows up on the X-Mansion on the front yard or whatever, and then he just kills and slaughters all the X-Men, and that's the cold opening to Doomsday. Like
would
Hulk
suck
vs.
balls.
Thanos, but on steroids. Really bad and depressing steroids. And you're gonna tell me
think
they're gonna
they
bring
know
back
we would
Patrick
hate
Stewart
that.
to play Professor X in the MCU
Yeah.
again? To kill him off immediately again? I know he's getting paid or whatever, but come on, leave the man some dignity with the role. Realism, I'm gonna put this at a high level. Coolness, would not be cool. I would not want to see this. Alright, next theory. Sentry is captured and used by Doctor Doom. Probably could have worded that better. So we all know at this point that Sentry is one of the most powerful characters in the MCU, maybe second to Captain Marvel and Emilia Clarke's character in Secret Invasion. And also Sentry does have some interdimensional powers, so, you know, they could bullshit some excuse as to why Doctor Doom would need him. You know how Captain Atom in DC is always used as a plot device to be a nuclear bomb? I feel like that's gonna be Sentry in this movie, if this theory
Rip
does
Captain
come
Atom,
true.
bro.
Like it's somehow gonna be put
That's
out
tough.
of commission,
Yeah.
otherwise it's too strong and he can solve the plot easily. No, Doctor Doom's somehow gonna
Every
find his
time
weakness
he
and
can do.
capture him and siphon
Dang,
his
that's
dark
sad.
energy, the void energy or whatever. And listen, we don't know how powerful Doctor Doom is gonna be in this movie. I can't imagine Sentry just being slapped around because that means every other hero in the MCU is fucked. But again, to have him there, just way too powerful of a character to make, you know, the drama interesting. I'm gonna put this at a low realism and a low coolness. It's not really something
Agreed.
I'm dying to see on screen.
What somebody said that I thought was a cool theory, which is like in the opening of this Secret Wars comic, the second Secret Wars comic, is like
Yeah.
Doctor Doom fucking. It opens with like, it doesn't open with this, but at some point in the comic, Doom rips out Thanos' fucking spine and then like,
Yeah.
fucking descending like that as the opening to Doomsday. I think
Yeah.
would be.
I've
good.
heard so many people be like, it's gonna be the open. I don't think that's gonna be the opening.
I think it'd be great if it was the opening. Because
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like-
hasn't been as properly set up as Thanos has.
Yeah, but the thing is that Thanos is dead.
There's a multiverse.
So is- Whack.
This movie is literally multiverse.
Yeah, I know.
So him doing that in another universe, and then I feel like that because like that set up for.
But that's also a different Doom. That's a Doom that like has God powers.
We don't know what our Doom's got. Freaking, he might have. We're going to Secret Wars, man. So he might have the God powers.
Yeah, I don't know.
And also just the fact that like We need Doom to have some intrigue, some intimidation, some whatever. I feel like it would work. I feel like it'd be cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd get you to sit up in your seat like, okay, I guess Doom's about to do something, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, here we have a big one. Doctor Doom is an alternate Iron Man / Tony Stark.
I
Ever since
hate that
RDJ
theory,
was
bro.
announced as Dr. Doom, there have
I
been fans
don't, but I
snorting
know it's not
insane
gonna
mountains of copium to convince themselves that they're not going to link Doctor Doom in any way to Tony Stark.
I've heard
Come on.
I've heard theories that's like the Tony Stark in the MCU was actually Victor Von Doom, and he was adopted by Howard Stark, and oh, when Tony's in Endgame and he meets his dad, and his dad's like, yeah, my wife's expecting, she's about to burst, and he's like, that's him being like, oh wait, what? That doesn't make any sense because I'm adopted, and it's this like big secret that like has never been revealed before, and it's this big family secret, and that moment is supposed to be like foreshadowing that he's not actually, that he's adopted, and I'm like, in that moment, he clearly is just like, oh, holy crap, yeah, that timeline does match up.
Yeah.
I was born around this time. Like, come on, dude.
Freaking if I'm sitting I'm gonna wear a trench coat with a bunch of dynamite in it, and if that gets revealed in my theater, I'm pulling the plug and I'm blowing my theater up, bro.
Dude, yeah.
There's no way.
Like, I'm sorry. Dr. Doom being like Tony, yeah, it's a really dumb theory, and I just don't like I don't like the look. I'll be honest. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I know they can cook, but I don't know how much I'm going to like the why is RDJ playing Doom? I
don't really care that much about it, to be honest. Like, it doesn't.
I don't.
Me.
I just like.
I'm waiting to see what they do.
I know, but the thing is, I'm gonna be looking at him and I'm gonna be like, looks like Iron Man.
Yeah,
you know, like
point. That's probably the fucking point, man. That's probably
which it's just one. It makes it feel like it's supposed to be nostalgia bait.
Yes.
And two, which I hate. Like, make a good story.
You can do two things.
No, oh, but bro.
What do you mean? You can do two things. Just because it's nostalgia bait doesn't mean it's not going to be a good story.
Yeah, but also it just nostalgia bait always just nostalgia bait of this level just feels like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Like the character had an end. Let the character die, please.
The character is dead. This is a different character. This is
Bro,
Victor Von Doom.
Bro, let's be honest. I never mind, dude. I'm not gonna have this conversation.
He's literally they literally said he's not Tony Stark. He's Victor Von Doom. That's just
yeah, I know. But also by having RDJ play Victor Von Doom, it just Tyler, it just it means a certain thing, and I hate that.
It means what? What does it mean?
It just like it's nostalgia bait. It's like it's trying to like bring people into the theater because everyone's like, oh my gosh, RDJ Iron Man, like oh I love
exactly what they're trying to do. Because
yeah, which I hate.
Huh? I don't know why.
Which I hate.
Why?
It's dumb.
Huh? It is dumb, but they like that. It's not bad. Like it is exactly what they're trying to do because they need to make money, because they need to keep the MCU alive, because they've been fucking shit up for too damn long. So they need a fucking Hail Mary, and who's a bigger Hail Mary than RDJ? And so they're gonna bring people into the theaters with RDJ, and the movie's also gonna be great because the Russo brothers are directing it. And like they need to do that because Marvel is desperate and they need a dub. And if an Avengers movie fails, they're over. An Avengers movie with RDJ fails, it's wraps, dude. I don't think it's dumb. It's just it makes perfect sense that they would do that because like that's what you I feel like that's proof to me that Marvel is taking it seriously.
Yeah, but also, like, they're taking it seriously because they know they can't mess up.
Yeah.
But from a like story perspective, it still just feels cheap, and it feels uninspired. And granted, I don't know the context but it just like emanates that like feeling.
I don't know. I feel like this is I feel like unwarranted hatery. I think is what because you don't even know what they're doing. I think it could be interesting.
I'm not saying that I'm that like, oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm just saying I don't have high expectations.
I do. I do, but yeah.
I didn't see an Avengers Doomsday film where they don't mention the fact that this guy is an alternate Tony Stark. Because there are fans online who say, actually, the Russo brothers say that he's got me playing Victor Von Doom, not Tony Stark, two different characters. Shut the fuck up. Are you that gullible? Doctor Doom is 100% gonna be an alternate Tony Stark. They might not paint it or state it as such, but they're gonna address it in the movie. Like, Steve Rogers is gonna go like, oh my god, Tony,
Yeah, he's gonna
you're
look
alive.
like him, but he's
Dr.
not gonna
Doom's gonna be
called
like,
Tony.
I'm evil. Peter Parker's gonna be like, oh my god,
It's
Mr.
Doom in
Stark.
time.
And RDJ is gonna be like, it's Doctor to you. Doctor Doom. This theory has a pretty high realism factor, but how cool would it be if this was true? I'm expecting it, so, you know, we'll put it in the middle somewhere for cool. There you go, Doctor Doom is an alternate Iron Man. Next theory, the Avengers die. Toby, Hugh, and other legacy characters are left by the end of the movie. So I think we're all expecting by the end of
Interesting.
Doomsday that, you know, the Avengers are gonna lose.
Hugh
somehow.
who?
And there
Hugh
were rumors
Jackman?
last
Yes,
year that Secret
Jackman.
Wars was gonna focus
Why do you
on
say
Hugh Jackman's
Toby?
Wolverine
Oh, Toby.
and
Yeah,
Maguire's
never mind.
Spider-Man.
I was. That's funny. Never mind.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. And if
No,
the
no, I was
Avengers
just
all die
when he said
somehow
Toby,
in
I
the
just
movie,
like it
might
just
feel a bit
replaced Toby
repetitive
with
of
Spider-Man. I was like,
And
well,
if we
yeah.
repeat that same thing,
And then he
everyone's
said
gonna be
Hugh,
like,
and I was
oh,
like, what do you mean Hugh Jack?
just
I
like
know he means
Endgame, they'll
Wolverine,
bring
but why
him
would he
back in the
say
next movie, you know?
Spider-Man
However, I can't
and
deny
then
that Toby
Hugh
Maguire, Spider-Man,
Jackman?
and Hugh Jackman Wolverine interact. That would be kind of crazy. Well, not as crazy as it would have been like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but I mean, it would seem like a bit of a cash grab, like a cameo fest. I mean, if there's one place to do the nostalgia cameo fest thing, it's gonna be Secret Wars, not Doomsday. Hence, this theory is saying that the Avengers and all the Marvel heroes will die by the end of this film. So that's gonna be the little cliffhanger, you know? What other legacy characters could we
they
see?
can't do that again.
Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. I know people have been talking about that, even though his movies were shit. Eric Banner Hulk,
I want Nick Cage
maybe.
back
Did he
so
die
bad.
in Deadpool and Wolverine? I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can
W.
think
Nick
of. I'll
Cage.
probably put some pictures of other characters I missed. The Avengers dying, leaving Toby and Hugh will
would actually
go
hate
on a
that.
realism scale of not that high.
They
right?
literally
So probably
already
like
did that in
less
Infinity
than
War.
half.
Yeah.
But
If
coolness.
they do that again,
that'd
the
be
Russo
pretty
brothers are
cool.
actually
But I wouldn't
hacks.
want it to happen. Like it would be
Yeah.
cool if it happened, but I don't think it would be.
Oh
a bad
look!
story
Everyone
for-
died at the end. Oh no!
Halfway.
You'll have to go see the
Next theory,
next one
Steve
to
Rogers
see
is
what's
the
gonna
same as Endgame old Steve
happen.
Rogers. I think this is pretty much.
Fucking at the end of the movie, fucking James Marsden is walking in a fucking wasteland, staring down Doom, and he's like, and then fucking he gets a thing on the cobs, and fucking Steve Rogers like, to me, my X-Men, and then they all fucking drop out of space.
Oh my gosh, dude!
No,
I would just be like, yeah, I would walk up and leave, bro. I would stand up. I'd throw up middle finger to the screen and then I'd walk out.
Right. Like the Russo brothers are actually hacks if that's how it goes. Even though I would
Straight
low key
up,
love
bro.
that because it'd be so cheesy, but like I'd love it, but it'd be terrible.
A given. So this theory entails that the old Steve Rogers we see at the end of Endgame, he's already been through the events of Doomsday and Secret Wars
That'd
as
be
well.
cool.
And then he came back to Endgame. So that Cap's already been through all this shit. The only thing that's holding me back from saying that this will be really cool is that everyone's already kind of expecting it. So it wouldn't really be a surprise. Also, I know there are time travel
Doesn't
rules and
make it
stuff, but
not
come on,
cool.
you couldn't give a heads up
Yeah,
to the
also,
Avengers, like, guys,
pause.
you're about to face...
Like, when Steve goes back in time, he creates an alternate timeline because he stays there because there's another shield. Because he brings the shield back from the past to the future.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's going on there? You know, like that shield is not supposed to be there. That shield is not supposed to exist past that point because it was destroyed. So also, his shield was under the ice at the time. How did he get it?
He probably went to get it, man.
Yeah, but then that creates problems.
An alternate timeline.
Yeah, and also like, well, I mean, I was gonna say it's like a paradox, but that's not how. That's not how they decided to do time travel.
Freaking nerd.
Dr. fucking Doom, here's how to win. I'm sure that'll fuck up the time stream or whatever, but still. I guess this would also be a way to show what
Yo,
Steve's
Anthony.
life with Peggy would have been like.
How's it
because,
going?
you
The
know,
show
we
you
didn't
had
really
was
see
appeared
that
after the
apart
big
from that
fight
one
with
dance,
Thanos.
and we did see the baby in the teaser.
No, it was
so
not.
I don't think
This
so.
would be a good way to show that life.
don't
Alright,
know.
enough yap. Let's rank
They
this
did not
bitch.
show that.
Realistically, it's going up there. It's pretty fucking high. Coolness, as I said, it's pretty expected. I'll put it at the exact same spot as this. So I'm just gonna put this here. You know what? Yeah, maybe lower realism because everyone expects it. Next theory,
God,
Reed
I
Richards
need
will
to
not
have
have a
chat.
rivalry with Doctor Doom. Yeah, comic fans are gonna hate this. They are the polar opposites in Marvel Comics. And seeing as
Yeah,
how
but
Reed
he
Richards
won't have a
has only
rivalry.
been in one movie, and
Yeah, I think
this is
I
gonna be an
agree with
alternate Tony Stark, asterisk, I don't really see this happening.
Because
Wait, I
there's
just
gonna
remember
be
that
a
Doctor
second
Doom
Doctor Doom anyways.
in Avengers Doomsday is
Yeah.
probably
So
gonna
I don't
be
really
from the
care that
Fantastic
much.
Four's universe, right? Because they did have the NPC and the fact that Doctor Doom ended up in their house or whatever in the end credit scene. It's all pointing to the fact that Doctor Doom is a Tony Stark variant in the Fantastic Four universe. So maybe they could try bullshitting it, like Pedro
Whack.
Pascal says, yeah, me and Victor, we've had a long history, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of
I'm Pedro
lazy,
Pascal. I
but
can actually
I think
stretch
that's
in
the
this
only way
movie,
to
I
do
hope.
it. I think the real twist was the fact that Tony Stark's
Kidding.
variant would be Doctor Doom in that universe. Right? And the fact that out of all the rumored main characters for this movie, Reed Richards has not been one of them. Oh, I know, he was. But now
he
it's
was.
changed to Steve Rogers, right? Because now everyone's saying that Steve Rogers is going to be the main character. But what
Listen.
about Thor? What about Hulk?
It's literally going to be Reed, Steve, and fucking Cyclops. Like, well, hold on. Yeah, as the first teaser, you see, if first of all, I would hate that if Steve was the lead. I think it should be Pedro. But
Rogers is going to be
take the three leaders of the teams, make them the three leads. I
the
wouldn't
main
mind
character.
that.
But what about Thor? What about Hulk?
Thor
I'm
already
going
got
to
the lead
put
his own Avengers
this
movie. Hulk doesn't
high
deserve it yet.
realism. Would not be very cool because we want Reed Richards to have a rivalry with Doctor Doom somehow
This
within
is
like
true.
what 30 minutes of development into the movie, or maybe the rivalry will develop through the fact that Doctor Doom kidnaps Franklin Richards. It's not really the
Ooh.
lifelong rivalry that we see in the comics and
I'd
all
be
the
cool
other
with that.
media, but what can you do? Speaking of which,
Yeah, but
Dr.
that's
Doom
not really a
meets Franklin
rivalry.
Richards.
That's like, you stole my son. Ah,
That's still enough.
you know.
That's enough. That's effectively the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For him to be like mad at him or whatever, but rivalry is like a different thing.
Yeah, but it's effectively the exact same.
Yeah.
Change reality. Going off the Fantastic Four credit scene, this seems pretty likely.
can
I
jump
haven't
that.
read the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. I tried reading all the series that build up to it and I just gave up. I'm not gonna lie. But the
I
fact
wanna
is,
read
Franklin
that
Richards,
too. I
above
love
Sentry,
Jonathan
above
Hickman. I
Emilia
need to read
Clarke's
his Secret
character,
Wars.
above Captain Marvel, is probably the most
Jonathan
powerful
Hickman wrote the
character in the
Krakoa era.
MCU. Probably not more powerful than
I did not know that.
Love and Thunder. What's Eternity? Is that what it's called? Yeah, that thing. Anyways, if Doctor Doom takes
God,
Franklin
Eternity. I
Richards,
forgot that was
fucks off to a
movie.
different universe, that's going to give an excuse for Fantastic Four to
seen it.
chase him throughout the multiverse and to meet our main MCU
Best
universe with
post-credit
all the
scene
Avengers and
in a
stuff.
long
So
time, that one.
this
Yeah.
kind of seems likely. In terms of coolness, I don't know how you rank kidnapping a child in terms of coolness.
Be pretty
Seems pretty
cool.
likely. I don't really have an opinion
cool
on
as
how
shit.
cool this is.
Yeah.
Right here. pretty high. Kidnapping a child is never cool. Alright, next theory,
disagree.
Sam Wilson dies and Steve passes on his shield to Endgame Sam. Ouroboros time loop type shit. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really seen this theory online anyway.
That
I
actually
just
sounds
thought,
cool,
like,
but I would also hate
what if
that.
this happens? I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna happen, but I just thought this
like,
would
what
be
do you
really
mean,
crazy.
like-
And it would be really sad
What do you mean
for
he
Sam
he
Wilson's Captain America thing, because it was
dies?
basically
You just set him up as the next
mediocre
Captain
projects. But
America.
in any
Literally, he
case,
just
could
had
this
to.
happen? So let's say Sam Wilson sacrifices himself in Doomsday or Secret Wars, let's say, and his shield is what remains, and Steve has his shield, the new shield with all the lines and shit, and then he time travels back to
What do you mean the
Endgame and
lines?
passes on to
It's had
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that the entire
That
time.
seems very cruel. Just picture the fact
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that
has
this
always
old
looked
Steve
like that.
knows that this
No, I don't
road
think
will
so.
take Sam down to
Yes,
his
it
death, but
has,
he
bro.
uses the shield
I
anyway.
don't think so.
It most certainly has. It has always had the lines.
No, it has not.
No. Look up. No, this is not. Like, look up MCU.
No, it has not.
I could have sworn it has always had those lines, bro.
No, it did not. It's not.
Hold
the same.
on.
It's not the same shield. Look at.
Hold on.
Pretty sure it has been the same since 2011. Well, you're wrong, Anthony. You're wrong. It's not the same shield.
MCU and game. Do. Bro, I could have sworn it has had those
Nope.
lines, bro.
Nope. Boom. Two different shields.
That is crazy.
Because in the comics, Sam and Steve have two different looking shields. But they're both vibranium. This is cool. But yeah. I wonder how Steve's going to react to John Walker being there.
He's never met John Walker, so
Yeah, I know. I wonder how he's going to react to John's personality. I'd imagine Steve's heard of John Walker. But yeah. Boom. In your face. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Anyway, that's kind of a dick move. However, it would explain where the new shield comes from. I also saw this theory that Sam is gonna give his shield to Steve Rogers in Avengers Doomsday so Steve Rogers can use it. Again, a bit of a spit in the face to Sam Wilson's character.
No, what should happen is Steve shouldn't have a shield the entire movie. Sam offers to give it back. He doesn't take it. Then freaking fucking Bucky and Steve style, there's a fight scene where they're throwing the shield back and forth, catching it and shit. That would be awesome. That's what should happen.
Because, you know, I guess Sam Wilson would just go back to Captain America without a shield but with wings, so that's just Blue Falcon.
Blue
But
Falcon.
anyway, in terms of realism, not very realistic. And in terms of coolness, like I said again, it would paint Steve Rogers as a real dick. So, I'm gonna put this. It's pretty low. Not realistic and not cool. Next theory, Iron Man returns to beat Doctor Doom. This is a theory that
Terrible.
we've heard
So
endless
fucking
times since
stupid.
RDJ was cast as Doctor Doom. This would be the last kick in the balls in terms of desperation for Marvel. I mean, as
Yeah.
if bringing RDJ as Doctor Doom wasn't enough, but you're gonna bring back his original character who made one of the most notable sacrifices in cinema history this century.
Cinema
Bro,
history's
granted,
been like a
it
century.
could be an alternate Iron Man. However, that would suck, okay? Like, what's the point? And again, we could meet alternate Iron Mans from different dimensions. You know, there could be a superior Iron Man. No, it's not going to be Tom Cruise.
Why
Iron
not?
Man returning to beat Doctor Doom. I guess this is more of a Secret Wars theory than a Doomsday theory, but both times we're going to have Iron Man beat the big bad Why? And I've also seen the theory that
Yeah,
if Iron Man were to
facts.
return, the Iron Man would be from the brief space of time within the final Endgame fight, where he's taken out
I
of the
hate
fight,
that.
and
That'd
then
be
by
stupid.
the end of Secret Wars or whatever, he's transported back in, and then he makes his sacrifice.
We're retconning everything!
I'm Iron Man, or whatever. Jesus Christ, we are overcomplicating things. And that would recontextualize Tony's sacrifice in Endgame. People would kind of hate it probably because we would have thought that we've seen all the character progress for him to get up to this point to sacrifice himself, but then to find out that he went through this whole other journey right before that moment, people will feel a bit cheapened out. And also having the climax just be two RDJs fighting each other in a big CGI fest. No one's gonna want that. I'm gonna put Iron Man Returns to be Doctor
This is
Doom.
true.
I would
Just
want
in this
that,
crowd right here,
but I
just
would
a
hate
bunch
it.
of
It'd be
bullshit
bad,
that
but
no one
I'd love
wants.
it.
Next theory, the real Doctor Doom will appear. So what this is saying is that RDJ Doctor Doom, he isn't the main MCU Doctor Doom. There's gonna be
He's
a
obviously
real
not
Doctor
that.
Doom. Considering the fact that Disney is spending around 80 mil
obviously
to get
Cillian
RDJ in
Murphy.
these two movies, I kind of fucking doubt that this will happen. And if the rumors are true that they're gonna do a reset after Secret Wars, just wait till then to have a new Doctor Doom. I feel like this is just a copium theory. Some fans just can't comprehend that their favorite villain is being played by Iron Man, so they have to be like, no, the real Doctor Doom will appear in this movie. That's just a fake out, you know? It's a red herring. People are falling for this. You fucking No. RDJ is Victor Von Doom. And by Victor Von Doom, I mean alternate Tony Stark. So while this would be kind of cool, I don't really see this happening. We'll put this at a middle range coolness, but a low likelihood of happening. Next theory, Endgame Steve created multiverse incursions. So by time traveling to return the stones, he created
would
a bunch
assume.
of timelines and fucked it all up, and now Doctor Doom is out to get him. I mean, sure, whatever
That'd be
gets
cool.
the
I'd
plot
actually really like
moving,
that.
I guess.
Yeah, I think that's like the most solid theory for like why Shiz is effed up.
I guess this is possible. But what would the whole movie be? Like, everyone protecting Steve Rogers against Doctor Doom? That doesn't sound very interesting. Also, and if this is true, Doctor Doom has taken his fucking time to get back at this because Endgame was 6 years ago or
I mean,
whatever.
not really.
However, I will say, I could see this happening. It's definitely like...
I don't
not
think he
some
realizes that the
outrageous
MCU
theory
runs on
that's
its
gonna
own
blow people's
timeline.
socks
Yeah,
off.
and also like in Endgame standards, like that was Endgame. Like what happened like 2-3 years ago in like their timeline.
Yeah.
This was 5 years. You know, it was a 5-year time skip.
Realism there. Coolness. I have no opinion on this. I'm just gonna put it there. Alright, next theory. Doctor
Honestly,
Doom.
Deadass might be this year, because fucking 2012, 8 years later, Spider-Man: Homecoming, 1 year later, Infinity War, 5 years later, Endgame. Might be, you know.
Will be in the Thunderbolts Fantastic Four ship. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about,
What?
it's the Doctor Doom will be in the Thunderbolts Fantastic Four ship. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the credit scene of Thunderbolts where the Thunderbolts
Yeah,
are the new
probably.
Avengers. They look out
No,
the
I would
window
hate
and
that.
there is a rocket ship crashing through the atmosphere, and there is the Fantastic Four logo on it. People
I low-key wish
would,
the first Fantastic
you know,
Four movie
rightfully
had
assume that
ended
that's the
with them
Fantastic
losing
Four in
and
the
they had
ship,
to escape.
possibly trying to get help to find
Yeah.
his son, Franklin Richards. But there's been another theory that it's actually Doctor Doom entering this universe, and he's hijacked that ship. That's scary. I'll say this is very possible. We literally have no plot details of Avengers Doomsday so far. So, I'm gonna say that this is
I don't
gonna
want any plot
be
details.
moderate realism,
I mean, yeah, I don't either.
but coolness factor, just because it's subverting expectations, probably around here. Alright, next theory, this one's a curveball. Tony Stark is a Doctor Doom variant. Whoa. So basically,
that.
in every other universe, the character who has RDJ's face is Victor Von Doom, except for the main MCU universe.
That'd be pretty fun.
That's pretty crazy. I think this would be a pretty cool idea, but the thought of having more than one Doctor Doom, I feel like it will kind of take away from, you know, having the one single threat of the film. Like, imagine in Infinity War, if we saw multiple variants of Thanos. That wouldn't be very interesting. Like, it would make our main Thanos less interesting. But don't get me wrong, I do like this idea. It's subverting the
Oh my
expectations
gosh,
of Doctor
I was
Doom being
not
a Tony Stark
expecting
variant,
that.
but it's actually the other way around. And also make our Tony Stark feel more special because he didn't go down the path of being a fucking green cloak dickhead. So this is pretty cool. Realism, I could see this happening. You know, so I'm gonna put this
Make him be
up
like
here.
Mark from
Alright,
Invincible.
next
He's a
theory.
good hero.
Doom will kill all the Kangs. I think we've kind of ditched all the Kang stuff, you know, I
Damn.
don't really think they're gonna revisit it. In
It'd
my
be
head,
cool if he
right,
killed all
there
the
is
Kangs.
no
That'd be cool.
advantage of Marvel bringing back Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors for this film because they've already
would
committed
make
to
sense
Doctor
as to
Doom.
why
Yeah, they've
there's
changed
no
the
more
fucking title
Kangs.
and everything. So what good will it do to bring back Jonathan Majors at all? Apart from, I don't know, getting bad publicity everywhere. And I also have to address that they kinda resolved the whole Kang thing in Loki season 2, so it's not really necessary to bring Kang back. And we also saw Kang get physically beaten in Ant-Man Quantumania, so, you know. We could possibly see Doctor Doom do the fucking Secret Wars
L.
God Emperor Doom thing with Thanos'
Yeah,
spine, except
go on.
not Thanos, but Kang. Except, like I said before, I
Yeah,
don't
that
think they're gonna bring
Emperor
Kang
Doom,
back.
which is
I
like
don't
a
think that
whole
Marvel
nother
wants
level
anyone
of
to
Doom.
remember that Kang ever happened, especially casual
It's
audiences.
good.
They want this
It's what you
movie
do.
to be a clean slate. In my opinion, I thought Kang was a great choice to be this saga's villain. It just made sense in terms of Avengers villains. They probably should have saved Ultron, but you know, it is what it is. Doctor Doom
Do it
killing
again.
all the
Bro,
Kangs
just make
slash the
Ultron come back,
council
bro.
of
It's not
Kangs
hard.
Would be
Do it
cool.
again. It's fine.
Just be like,
but,
I actually
it's
survived.
unrealistic. Like, come on, they're not fucking bringing.
Pretty easy, barely an inconvenience.
I believe that. Also, that'd be the most comics shit ever.
Yeah,
back.
dude,
Jonathan
Ultron comes
Majors.
back like every other day, bro. He's like, ah, I actually survived. You didn't finish me off finally for the final time.
Yeah,
You were wrong.
Yeah.
Happens all the
Jonathan
time.
Major scandal, more like. Next theory we have: Doctor Doom is after the anchor beings of every universe. So this was a concept introduced in Deadpool and
I don't
Wolverine,
think
and
they're gonna
frankly,
talk
I
about
hope
it.
they
I
kind
don't
of
know.
forget about
I
this
think
whole
I
thing
think
because
that
it's
was
really
just
dumb.
for
You're
Deadpool
telling me
and
that once an
Wolverine.
anchor being
And I
dies,
really
the
hope they
whole
don't
universe
because that
dies?
is just a dumb plot
What?
device.
And this rumor started ages ago.
Like
and
it's not very
Tobey
it's not a
Maguire
very
was the
good
anchor
plot
of his
device
universe,
of like,
Andrew Garfield.
oh, anchor
And
beings.
apparently
You
Tom
kill the
Holland,
anchor
Peter
being, the
Parker is the
entire
anchor being of the
timeline
MCU. Very
dies.
selfless of
What do you
Disney to give
mean?
the anchor being title to a character
That's
shared
a-
by Sony and
What happens when they
Exactly,
die
the
of
anchor
natural
being of his
causes?
universe, and then Wolverine will be an anchor being of his universe.
Like what?
That was a dumb joke. It's a bit overcomplicated, you know? Like, it overcomplicates things for no reason. And especially with how people are tired of the multiverse stuff, do you really want to add multiverse lore and rules that you have to keep up with to enjoy this movie? And would that mean that Franklin Richards is the anchor being of the Fantastic Four universe? I don't even know, like, how this could benefit Doctor Doom. Like, what, he's gonna siphon their anchor energy? What kind of comic
Anchor energy.
bullshit?
I'm sorry,
I guess
anchor
that's
beings
the
is a
question.
terrible
Doctor Doom
plot
going after the
device.
Anchor beings, I
Yeah, but
don't
it's
think it's
cool,
gonna
so-
happen, and I don't think it's that interesting of a concept, especially with
I think it's really interesting.
all the
I just
characters
don't
that are
think
gonna be in
it's
this movie. Like,
thought through
why are we
as-
gonna have the Thunderbolts in this movie? Why are we gonna have the
Yeah,
Avengers in this movie? Why
Because
are we
you
gonna
can't not put the fucking new Avengers in the movie.
Yeah,
You just
literally.
can't not do it.
have fucking the Black Panther, Shuri, and Namor? Like, what do they have to do with anchor beings? It just doesn't really make sense to me. So. We'll put this right here. The final theory we'll be
Black
covering
Panther's gonna have,
today.
like, 3
Doomsday
lines.
will be an Avengers
Yeah,
vs. X-Men
probably.
film. Probably not. If we're gonna get an Avengers vs. X-Men film, we want it done right. We don't want this stuff
Yeah.
into an Avengers multiverse story.
That
We
would be
want
boring.
An Avengers vs. X-Men
No,
film,
I
and
reckon
since they
they're gonna
did
fight.
Civil War better than the comics,
Yeah, but
we
like-
can pretty much hedge our bets that they will do Avengers vs. X-Men better than the comics. I'm not saying we're not gonna see an Avengers vs. X-Men fight scene in this, because we probably will. Probably gonna be really sick, and that's if the X-Men aren't
what I
killed off in the
need,
cold
bro.
opening of this movie.
not gonna
But
get killed
I wanna
off.
see an Avengers
James Mars
versus the
Goat's
X-Men,
gonna be
you know,
in the
not
suit
just
for a long
no offense to Sam
time.
Wilson, Captain
I
America,
don't know,
not just-
Kyler.
No.
That trailer doesn't look very promising.
No. You that trailer gives you. We're not actually. You can't actually. This can't actually be your.
I don't know,
bro.
Kyler.
This can't actually. Be
I
what you
don't
believe.
know.
This literally cannot.
I don't know.
This is nonsense. This literally means literally. That could be at literally any point. That could be the last shot in the movie for all you know. That could be
Nah,
the
bro.
end.
No, bro.
It's literally a singular
Stop.
shot.
Kyler, stop coping.
What are you
Stop
talking
coping.
about?
Stop coping. Stop coping, bro.
Are you being serious right now?
I like given the. I mean, we don't know the context of that scene, but I don't know. He could die,
Yeah, at the end of the movie.
or towards the beginning
So what you're saying is you don't know.
in the first hour. I don't know, but I don't know. That just that teaser scene, And also, like, Professor X being like, "Are you ready to die?" I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
because
has a
it's called
certain like.
Doomsday.
I don't know, man.
Countdown to Doomsday
I don't know.
is
We'll
a
see.
big plot
Look,
point in the
all
movie.
all I'm gonna say is that if freaking James Marsden dies in the first hour, I'll laugh so hard because I know you're gonna be pissed.
This is actually your worst take. I do know that.
No,
This
it's
is
just because I
literally
know
your
it's gonna
worst
make.
take.
Just because I know it's gonna make you mad, it's gonna be
You
funny.
have a bunch of crap take. This is literally your worst take. That this is the fact that you actually think they're
You're
gonna
just-
bring Cyclops back after so many years and kill him off at the beginning of the movie. This is the most brain dead opinion you've ever had. in
Sounds
your
like
entire life.
sounds like you're just mad.
This is the most brain dead opinion you've ever had.
It
Captain
sounds like you're just
America
mad.
Don't talk to me.
The Thunderbolts.
You're just mad, bro.
Prime X-Men. I'm sorry, okay? All these
just
X-Men
can't believe
actors
that
that are
your IQ is
returning,
this
I
low.
love them. Except maybe Kelsey Grammer. He says some really weird things. But they're all 50 plus.
Wait, what?
I love them. Except maybe Kelsey Grammer. He says some really weird things. But they're all 50 plus. I want to see Prime
Grammer plays
Avengers
Beast.
versus Prime X-Men. And if we're going to get
Oh.
one shot of making a whole movie about that, I want it done right. I wouldn't mind this Fox X-Men doing some really cool shit, some good fighting scenes against this Avengers,
Let me
but
buy
let's not
Cyclops
pitch
have a
this
singular W
as an
is
Avengers
all I
vs
ask.
X-Men movie. Honestly, if you asked me a year ago, I would have thought it would be more
I
possible.
really
that
hope he
Avengers
gets
vs.
no
X-Men
Ws,
would
just so
be
you're so mad,
more
bro.
likely to happen in Secret Wars because all the universes are fighting one another to stay alive, and
So
holy
cool.
shit, that would pop off so hard. The X-Men universe fighting for their world against the MCU Avengers? Fucking hell. I mean, I'm sorry, if Jean Grey's there and Magneto, this current Avengers
I hate Jean
of
Grey so much.
substitute players, they're gonna have some trouble. Actually, hold on. They have Thor and Doctor Strange. It'll be a good fight. But I just keep thinking if they're really gonna reboot the MCU after Secret Wars, have a fresh, clean slate, you know, I just picture the 2000s Marvel style. Dude, save the Avengers vs. X-Men till then, alright? That's an
Yeah, they're
easy
gonna
$1 billion.
reclassicize everything.
And
They're-
you don't want
we're seeing a
to mesh
resurgence of
these two
classic
ideas
stuff.
together. Like, you want to
Yeah.
save your other $1 billion
I love.
movie for later down the road so you don't have to use both the ideas at the same time. Also, if we're going to do Avengers vs. X-Men, we need Wolverine in the X-Men, or the Avengers, or just in the movie. You know, otherwise it's kind of lame. Namor, I want Namor to be on the side of the mutants, but he hasn't really met the mutants. Okay, in terms of realism, we don't know how big of a role the X-Men are going to have. In
Since
this
when
movie.
has
It could be a red herring.
Wolverine
It
been a
could,
part of the
like I said, be
X-Men?
killed off
I mean, the Avengers,
Sorry, Avengers.
quite often.
Really?
Yes.
the first 5 minutes. Or they could have like a big, substantial role. I mean,
in the freaking main Avengers, in the comic titled Avengers versus X-Men, he's on the Avengers in that comic.
I say that,
Interesting.
but fucking 30 characters in this movie? I don't know. I'm gonna put Doomsday. Will
We
be
say
an
that like
Avengers
Infinity
vs.
War
X-Men
didn't
movie.
happen.
Low realism. Actually, I'll move
Yeah.
the coolness up a bit. And here you go. These are all the main theories I've seen about Avengers Doomsday. Put on a scale of realism and coolness. How good they.
Okay, that was cool. Yeah.
How to watch the Boys franchise in chronological order?
Well, you press episode 1.
You press play and then you watch.
and you watch it, and then after season 3,
And then
obviously-
you don't watch the animated Homelander thing because why would you do that?
Yeah, but after season 3, you gotta watch fucking Gen V.
Gen V,
Then
and then you
Boys.
watch season 4, and then you watch Gen V season 2, and then you watch season 5.
Yeah, so
and then that's it.
that's it. It's not fucking hard. This isn't fucking Star Wars. You know, you don't need a list.
Literally, bro.
Jesus Christ.
I am Steve. That's funny.
Oh.
RDJ's Doom is gonna say "Welcome to your Doomsday," and he's gonna doom all over the Avengers in the movie. ends.
Bro, I saw this fucking...
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear Doom say, "I hate you 3000."
Bro, I saw this thing that was like, what's the most creative way to tell someone you're about to come? And then the comments was like, water bucket, release! Like, that's,
Oh my
I was like, that's fucking great. DC moments we need in live action. Avengers Doomsday needs to open like this. Stranger Things 5 is genuinely awful. He was the character that broke One Piece's power system.
Rocks. That's
It
rocks.
looks
Yeah,
like
that's rocks.
I don't know. why that. This should be
He
Marvel's
was never
reactor.
free. He was free, actually, at some point.
Yeah. Second most freest man of all time.
Yeah, literally.
What I expect from the MCU reboot. Never let fans cook. Obviously not.
I never let fans cook, bro.
Listen, fans, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, bro. Do we all just lose confidence in DC? We did not. Peacemaker season.
Here, wait.
season finale
Go
wasn't
back.
that bad.
Go back up. There was a video that I was like, oh, this seems the perfect first scene.
Oh, this.
I feel like that'd be interesting. I'm curious what he has to say about that.
Okay.
How do you open a film as unique as Avengers Doomsday? We're talking about a film that needs to connect fictional universes spanning across a quarter century. A film with a cast of over 30 A-list actors. A film that's rapidly becoming the most expensive production in Hollywood history. And we can't
Robert
forget
Downey Jr. 's
a
a
film
freaking
that
asshole.
literally needs
Yeah.
to save Marvel Studios.
I need
Well, I think
$75
I know
million
exactly-
to be in this film,
Literally.
bro. What do you need $75 million for?
He doesn't need it, bro.
How to do it. But before we jump in, I'm not going to be using AI image or video generation to get my point across here. So I did my best to splice together existing movie clips and
Okay.
images that tell the story. It won't
Good
be perfect,
job.
but use your f***ing imaginations.
That's what we've been doing for years, guy.
So the Doomsday rumor mill has been churning out a lot of information over the past few months, and it
Is it just me, or do the Russo brothers not look related even a little bit?
Yeah, no, they don't.
They don't look like brothers at all.
should go without saying, but the vast majority of it seems to be either misleading or outright
Yeah.
unreliable.
This is not going to end well.
But there is one
That looks
nugget of
fantastic.
casting speculation that has popped up too often for there not to be some validity to it. And of course, I'm referring to the fact that Tobey Maguire seems to be Doomsday's only Spider-Man, which is essential to note for our purposes here because
I'm
our
not mad at
story
that.
begins with Tobey's Spider-Man, and he's about to lose everything.
You're a fool,
Peter Parker.
and you will lose everything.
So to avoid doing too much fan fiction here, I'm just going to give you the raw plot beats, then break down why, in my view, this is the best possible way to open Doomsday. So it's a cold open. We drop in on Tobey while mid-fight with the villain. Since Raimi wanted to use the Vulture in the scrapped Spider-Man 4, maybe it's the Vulture. It doesn't really matter. The point is, we just want to start in media res with the energy high. We want to show that despite the years we've spent away from him, Tobey is still very much a full-time
Doom fucking
Spider-Man.
rips
Toby
out
webs
Toby's
up the
spine,
Vulture and
that's
heads
how it
back
ends.
home to MJ and their young daughter Mayday. This scene with his family needs to quickly establish that after all the soul-searching and identity crises Toby suffered through in his original trilogy, nowadays he has balance, stability, and love. But before we can settle into this happy new normal with the Parker family, Peter's spider sense alerts him to danger and commotion outside. They walk out onto the street and see hundreds of
We see
people
Leonardo
silently
DiCaprio.
staring up into the sky. The atmosphere is mournful, tense, and terrifying.
Mournful?
After surveying the scene, Peter and his family
Mourning
look
what?
up as well. We see
death
pure
of their
existential
fucking
dread
planet, man.
wash over their
I
faces
guess.
before the reveal. Another
Fucking- did
Earth
you
is
pass English
swallowing
class?
the night sky. It's looming over the skyline and inching closer and
Ew.
closer by the minute, clearly moments away from impact. This is an incursion, and there's nothing Peter can do to stop it. Okay, quick sidebar here because this is absolutely essential context. The MCU has covered what incursions are.
Incursion?
An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one
The first Reed
or
Richards.
both entirely.
John
But it's never
Krasinski.
addressed how they can be
Never
stopped.
to be Reed
In the
Richards
source
again.
material for the next two
R.I.P..
Avengers films, which is Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, New Avengers, and 2015 Secret Wars event, Hickman establishes that
Oh my
incursions
God,
happen when
I wanna
the
read it so
cosmic
bad.
boundaries between universes buckle, causing two
They said
realities to
Gooniverse.
collide.
I thought he said
What?
universes too.
The
Okay.
first point of impact is always Earth. If the Earths collide, both universes are decimated. But if one Earth can be destroyed before the incursion happens, the other
Like
universe
Earth is the center of the
saved.
universe, bro.
As you can imagine,
Whack.
this
That's
problem
freaking
creates
cool.
a devastating moral quandary for the heroes on both Earths. You can
That sounds
destroy an
sick,
entire
actually.
universe to save your own, or you do nothing and let both of them die. Basically, it's the trolley problem on cosmic horror
Oh my
steroids.
God, that's awesome.
So just keep that all in
I wanna
mind
read
as
that
we
so bad.
continue. So off in the distance, in Central Park, let's say, Peter senses another threat. So he leaves MJ in Mayday and goes to check it out. There, he finds a group of the Fox X-Men. They've set up a giant device that's
Hi, we've
boring
been in
into
the
the
universe
Earth's
the whole
surface,
time.
causing massive earthquakes and explosions underground. In this cold open, it's the X-Men who've made the impossible choice to sacrifice Toby's universe to save their own. Peter tries
Yeah,
to
the
stop
X-Men
the
would do
X-Men,
that.
but it's too late. They're already leaving. He tries to make it back to MJ and Mayday, but as soon as he spots them, they've already fallen into the collapsing Earth. Peter screams in agony. And just as the destroyed Earth is about to swallow him too, a TVA time door opens up behind him and Loki walks through. He grabs Peter and brings
Loki?
him back to the Citadel at the end of time.
Yes, he's
the
alive.
place where he made his
Yeah,
throne.
I know he is,
Peter
but
demands answers. He demands to
he's
know
like
who
holding
destroyed
together
his
the
world,
freaking
his family. Peter wants
timelines.
revenge,
He's on smoke
but
break, bro.
instead of offering it to him, Loki responds simply, "It's not them we have to worry about." And right there, title card, Avengers Doomsday, immediately followed by the film's introduction to Doctor Doom. So that's the meat and potatoes of the film. But
Fucking
why
headache
this
and
scene in
these
particular
things.
over all
Yeah.
the other options Marvel could use?
Oh my God, it's
3
fucking
words.
Toby. Oh my God, it's the X-Men. Oh my
Stakes,
God, it's Loki.
Tone.
yeah.
But first,
So I just want to let everyone know that I just created a Discord server for my Patreon.
Oh, I don't care. It's left
Skip,
guy.
skip.
we're not wired to comprehend incalculably dire cosmic tragedies where quadrillions die, so we just internally catalog them as vaguely sad sci-fi catastrophes. It doesn't hit us where it hurts because it doesn't hit us where we live. That's why a story like this needs to start small before it goes big. No matter what,
I agree.
incursions are going to be
Yeah.
integral to the story of Doomsday and Secret Wars. The entire multiverse saga, however uneven it's been in terms of quality, has been leading up to this. The fracturing of the multiverse through a cascade of compounding incursions. But in order to get the audience to feel the emotional weight of a trillion incursions, we need to see just one play out before our very eyes. And to really make it count, it has to impact one of the most beloved characters in all of Marvel history.
They started off by
Tobey
killing
Spider-Man is the
Toby.
perfect vehicle for expressing the
I'd
mass-scale
be with
horror
that.
of incursions
Yeah.
precisely because of how small-scale his role has historically been. He's a street-level hero
Then
on a
fucking Secret War starts and Andrew Garfield, like, he looks at fucking Tom Holland, he's like, Peter too, he didn't make it. And then he's fucking...
planet with no Avengers to help him detect or deflect this incursion, making him just as helpless as any of us would be in that situation. Destroying perhaps the most beloved universe in Marvel's greater adaptational history signals for all to see that Doomsday is truly a different kind of MCU film. The stakes are high, but readable. The tone is bleak, but exciting. And the scope is immense, but personal. But it's not just Toby who's essential to the emotional equation of this cold open. The role of the X-Men is perhaps even more important. More so than any other team, the X-Men are the moral spine of the Marvel Universe. Where the Avengers can sometimes be reactive and ethically questionable, the X-Men are defined by their steadfast conviction to protecting the marginalized and the vulnerable, especially when it's not politically convenient to do so. Which is why it's so crucial that they're the ones who destroy Toby's universe. If the X-Men have been left with no other choice than genocide on a cosmic scale, the audience knows, without a single word being spoken, that in a situation like this, there are no heroes and villains, only
Magneto would
survivors
definitely-
and victims. But here's the bottom
Magneto would
line.
definitely
Marvel
kill the
needs
other
this
guy.
to be a big swing movie. No more staleness, no more safeness, no more hedging bets. And coming hot right out the gates with a cold open that's like the intro to Infinity War on multiversal methamphetamines is the only way to signal to the audience right off the bat that the Marvel flop era is officially over. And just because I can already imagine some of the comments down there, disclaimer. No, Toby's universe won't be destroyed forever. It'll be put back together by the end of Secret Wars, just like in the comics. This cold open doesn't destroy the possibility of a Raimi Spider-Man 4 sometime in the future. I know I barely mentioned Doom, and this is his movie, but this video is about the first 5 minutes, not the whole film. I could guess where Doom and Chris Evans...
There is no fucking Raimi Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. I'm calling it right
Toby's
now.
Tobey Maguire's too old to do a Spider-Man 4, in my opinion. Like,
You say that, but like fucking Hugh Jackman just did a Wolverine movie.
yeah, I know, but like, I don't think anyone wants to see a 40-year-old Spider-Man, bro.
Yes, they do. They do really bad. They really would love to see Tobey Spider-Man 4.
Well, that's true, but I don't know. I don't know if I would like it.
I wouldn't like it, but what the fuck is James Gunn doing with the Trinity? I actually really like this guy's videos. This guy makes really good DC videos. On everything, Stranger Things.
Wicked hired the wrong director. Facts.
Bro, they didn't. I just think the fucking story's just... The source material is unadaptable. It's just the base material is just bad. Bro, I'm gonna make that video. That fucking when the writer gives up halfway. It just I need to talk about Wicked. My arthritis-ridden Spider-Man. Because we all. Do we watch I Found Everything Stranger Things set up then forgot?
Ooh, that sounds so good, actually.
It's an
I
exaggeration
would
to
love
say
to
the
see
finale
that.
was horrible. The ending to Stranger Things was not bad, but not good. There were moments that genuinely warmed my heart and other parts that pissed me off, but the biggest reason people seem to be upset is the anticlimactic ending to all the interesting plot lines they had set up. For example, the Mind Flayer. Is that really all they planned? Just a big monster with no brain cells? Like, it was really that easy to outsmart Vecna and the Mind Flayer. And not just that, but it was that easy to beat them in a fight. And that's just one of the points though. I have an entire list of all the unfinished plotlines and wasted potential in Stranger Things. So let's start with the messed memories. This is the twist I thought we were 100% getting in the finale episode. And to me, this is the biggest missed opportunity. We saw memory manipulation teased in Holly's episode when she notices that the color of the spinny thing was wrong. Many people, including me, believed that we were gonna see a reveal in the finale where multiple scenes in the previous episodes were gonna be revealed to be slightly altered to the characters and also to us, the audience, meaning that some of what we saw was not gonna be real. Like basically what happened to Hopper during the finale episode, but onto a larger scale where multiple episodes from before had been altered. Like at the beginning of the finale with Max's hallucination, I literally thought this is where we were gonna see like, oh my goodness, Max was hallucinating for half of the time. She never really escaped or something crazy like that. Like that could have been a start of this huge twist where Vecna had rewritten a bunch of the characters' memories and we were gonna realize we've seen so many different events happen differently. But then no, the big trick was basically Eleven and Callie bringing her into their mind. Yeah, like what was the whole point of amping the stakes and making it feel all tense just for it to be like a trick on the audience, not even a trick on the character? Like I feel like it was so pointless to put that in there just to trick the audience when it had no actual impact on the characters. And again, we literally saw that
we should just remove
manipulate
that.
people's minds in the scene with Hopper where he shows him fake visions. Why didn't we get to see more of this, especially if it was revealed that he had done this to characters already in previous episodes? That would have been so cool. But that also leads us to the next missed opportunity, which is that somehow Vecna invaded Hopper's mind but still got caught off guard when they were attacking him. I expected there to be an epic finale, you know, where Vecna is aware that they are coming for him, so he prepares an army of Demogorgons or something like that. And yes, I know that it's unrealistic.
Yeah, they would all die.
Normal humans to be able to defeat an entire army.
Like that's the problem, is that they've written themselves into such a massive corner that it's just like either Vecna ends up being just the worst, like, I'm an evil bad guy and I know everything that's going to happen. Oh, but never mind. Oh, you caught me off guard. Yeah. Or he prepares and has an army of Demogorgons, which definitely exists, and they all die because there's no shot they kill all of them. If the military is having problems with 3.
Because like if the 8 Stranger Things kids pulled up and there's an army of CGI Demogorgons and then fucking Steve looks at them and then he's like, we've seen Stranger Things, and then they all fucking run at the and they all just like, you know, CGI taking them out with one hit kind of army thing.
No,
they're all running
absolutely not, bro.
That would be fucking amazing.
Absolutely not. I'd be like, why didn't they do this in season 4
I would've-
in freaking season 3.
I would have loved that. Oh my! It would have been so bad, but I would have loved it. Though.
Absolutely not. It was so terrible, bro.
Oh, that would have been fantastic.
Just bad. Like that's the problem, bro. They wrote themselves into a massive corner that they can't get out of unless they just write something
It's
bad.
just the entire. It's just 30 minutes of the cast fighting Demogorgons and quipping like the end of an Avengers movie. Oh, that'd be great. I'd love that.
But this could have been
Terrible,
Will's
bro.
moment. You know, Hopper could have been there to fight with them. Nancy had the firepower as well. It's also fiction. Like, we should have gotten something so much cooler than what we actually got. For something that should be the boss fight, and remember, this is supposed to be like a reference to D&D, a boss fight should feel a lot more epic. The final invasion into his territory should have felt a lot more difficult. There should have been Demogorgons on the way. There should have been an army. They should have had to come up with a plan to lure a bunch of Demogorgons into a single area and then set them all on fire.
The only person to ever kill a Demogorgon
Anything other than the
in this
fact that they
series is
walk up to the
Hopper.
Mind Flare and somehow defeat him
Actually?
without taking any damage.
Yeah, well, I guess without powers is Hopper.
Yeah.
It's like Will and 11 also did it, but
Or without having to outsmart him at all.
Interesting.
And again, this leads us to the next point. And it's still about this fight because what the hell was
But
the
Hopper had
Mind
a
Flare's
giant
final form?
fucking
The
samurai
Mind Flare
like
used
a
to
fucking
feel like a
European
genuinely
broadsword.
terrifying
That's
villain.
dope.
It was
In previous
sick.
seasons, he was seen as a puppet master, and he was terrifying as a dust cloud because you couldn't really attack him. He truly felt like this cosmic god of evil and chaos. And that's
Yeah.
what made it so terrifying. Like, how do we outsmart this cosmic entity that's lived for who knows how long?
Then you give it
How do you
physical form and
kill
it's just
basically just a bunch of dust particles. Like, that was his
Yeah.
body. And I agree. That is very difficult to figure out a way to defeat a villain like
How
that.
was Bro
which
not
is
ready
why
for them
we
to
were
fight back?
so
The last
invested
time
into
someone
the
was so
story.
unprepared for
But I don't
something,
think the
so
writers knew how
expected
to
was
answer that
me the
question.
night
So
before
instead,
test.
they gave it a physical form and they made it extremely
Real.
dumb. Why was it chasing Nancy like it was some
know.
kind of wild
It just-
beast? We had seen
just
before,
kinda
like
forgot,
the
you
Mind
know?
Flare is technically very
just
smart. It's like
wasn't
a higher
expecting
life
it, bro.
form. How is it getting kited and baited like it's literally some random animal?
But that's gonna go down like right next to. Have you seen that clip of that clip of David and Dan talking about Game of Thrones, and they're like, yeah, fucking Daenerys kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet, and they're like, she forgot, like. And that's gonna, like in talking about season 8, that's gonna go down as one like those clips of TV history.
Yeah.
Like how do you just
oh, they're there. Vecna just wasn't ready for a surprise attack.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's
What do you
supposed to be the
mean?
apex predator of apex predators. Now let's talk about something they had been building up and teasing since season 4. Something we literally link to Vecna, which is the grandfather clock. That sound is one of the most iconic sounds from Stranger Things. It's literally the sound when Vecna is around.
Armageddon.
So people had theorized since season 4 that there had to be something related to time travel. Why else would the grandfather clock sound and also the symbol itself be so important to Vecna? And then even more, in season 5, we find out that he needs exactly 12 children. And of course, there's 12 numbers on a clock. There were even parallels like Vecna having a god complex and then him choosing 12 disciples. We were all so excited to see what this meant, like what was this all gonna unfold into, and
Why
we
did he
got
need the 12
nothing.
kids?
Oh, because 12 is just a pretty cool number, you know?
No, but like, what were the kids even for?
They for to enhance his powers.
Yes, kids that have no powers to enhance his powers.
Well, that's how all the kids work. Like that's how all the kids get the powers is that they fucking is Vecna put some juice and shit into them, but then they fucking get powers. That's how it works.
There's no explanation for why he needed 12 children. There's no explanation for why he was so obsessed with the grandfather clock. It's literally just all because they said so. No actual reason.
Because it looks
and
cool!
that definitely did
It
not
does
feel
look
like a
cool.
satisfying
I agree.
payoff. Now again, we have another
Yeah,
missed
Genesis
opportunity with
Evangelion,
Will's
like-
connection to Vecna. So in the
Yeah,
episode,
literally,
Vecna's
bro.
hand gets shot inside the memory, and Will reacts like he feels it, like he feels the same pain. So logically, if Vecna is getting impaled, Will
Also,
should
how
feel
is
the same
Vecna somehow
pain.
the
If
best
Vecna has-
boss in fiction? Like he almost completed his master plan. He only has one step left, and he just tells all the monsters, "All right, good job, team. Take the week off." Real.
Also, freaking. Well, just because Will feels the pain of the Demogorgons
Getting his
does
head
not
chopped
mean
off,
that he
Will
needs to
should
fucking...
feel something, right? But they don't
Yeah.
even show Will during that scene. And
Yeah,
then in
that
an
he
interview
should
later, they
definitely
just say
feel it.
that, oh, the Mind Flayer died before, so Will wasn't connected to Vecna anymore. Does that sound like a payoff to you? That just sounds like they literally forgot that they had to figure out a way to write around that concept. Again, it would have been difficult to figure out a way to write into the story how are they going to disconnect Will from Vecna's mind so that he doesn't feel the same pain.
I
And
mean,
once
you
again,
can just
I don't
showcase
think
the Mind Flayer dying and then like actually make a point to show that like that severs the connection between Will and the
Yeah.
Mind.
the writers had the answer to that question, so they literally just said, screw it, we don't have to put that into the story anymore. And it sucks because I felt like this connection had so much importance to the story. In earlier episodes, Will says he is in cold when Joyce tells him to put on a jacket. The Mind Flayer likes it cold. Everybody thought that this was a sign that Will was being controlled by Vecna or something. There are other small clues and hints like the Velvald comment during his coming out speech, and there's even pictures of him standing like Henry sometimes. There's no point in explaining this to anyone who hasn't heard of these theories because it didn't result in anything. Will wasn't being possessed or controlled by Vecna at all. They just let this plotline completely go. Okay, more things that they forgot. Entire characters. Vicky, Argyle.
Entire character.
This is the guy again, the Avatar guy. He made
Oh
it
yeah,
3
yeah.
years ago.
I watched that video and I was like, dang, he makes some really. I was like, dang, this video aged like gold.
I haven't watched it since it came out, so I don't really remember what he said.
43 plot holes that will have you going, huh?
This is a 3-minute video. All right, show me
3
some.
minute,
Why does
43
Karen
plot
Wheeler
holes.
have massive
Show me
scars
some.
here, but they've disappeared here? How did Max graduate? when she was
Actually,
in
no,
a
go
coma
back.
for
I
a
think you can kind of see them. It's
This
just a
year,
weird
but
angle.
they've-
No, you can't. They're not there.
No, you definitely can. Look right along her the bottom of her necklace. You can kind of see a line there.
It's called a collarbone.
That's. I don't think that's her collarbone. I think that's a scar.
Look at this. Like that's not the same thing.
Why does Karen Wheeler have massive scars here, but they've
That's not the same thing.
I think it's just a lighting problem, straight up.
disappeared here?
Like,
How
actually.
did Max graduate when she was in a coma for a year and a half?
She took a bunch of extra classes. Don't even worry about it. It happens all the time. Also, I'm sure it was the 80s and they didn't give a shit.
Joyce and Hopper were friends with
Yeah.
Henry Creel in 1959, yet never acknowledged their friend is Vecna. What happened to Dr. K? What happened to all those pregnant women in the Upside Down?
They died.
Did the rest of the Turnbow family
There's
survive
pregnant
their
women in the Upside Down.
They don't even worry about it. They died. Doesn't matter.
What in
drug
the world?
pie? Why are leaves falling when graduation is set in spring? How come there's no scar from Henry's gunshot wound he got as a child? Nancy killed multiple soldiers but doesn't face any consequences. If the Demogorgons and Demodogs originated from the Abyss, how come there aren't any in the final battle? Are we expected to know the entire plot of the stage play to understand vital plot points of the show?
Yes.
Speaking of which, the briefcase in the cave.
Why is there even
Why
a
did-
stage play, bro?
Because man,
Why is there a stage play, dude?
because there is a stage.
Why?
Because there is a stage play.
Oh my
'Cause we
gosh.
needed a stage play.
The writers change its contents from advanced military tech, as seen in the play, to a pulsating black stone. How did Derek get through that hole? How did Hopper get his police chief job back when, for the last 2 years, he was either imprisoned in Russia or presumed dead?
a good
Considering
question.
this, how did
Somebody else
Hopper
had a
get a
job.
job offer in Bonton?
Yeah.
Lucas was brutally stabbed and injured in episode 504, but the next day he's carrying around Max like nothing's happened.
'Cause he's a
Will's
G!
been physically linked to Vecna and the Hive Mind, but when Vecna is destroyed, there's seemingly no connection. Are Susie and Dustin still dating? She's
No.
never seen or mentioned in the final season. Where's Argyle? Where's
Not in
Dr.
season
Owens?
5.
Are
Not in season
Robin
5.
and Vicky still together?
Nope.
Is Mr. Clark still banging the librarian?
Yes.
What happened
Hopefully.
to Murray? Max sees young Joyce in Henry's memories, but never confronts her about it. In early seasons, the Upside Down was depicted as having no liquid, yet somehow enough water is found to fill this tank. Will recalls visiting.
No, the water was already in the tank. But actually, that's actually a fantastic point. That's it. Because in season 1, like it's like there's in season 5 they're saying, oh, it'll be everything will be there, just like the water in the tank. It's because it's in the real world, so it's going to be in the Upside Down. But in season 1, there's no water in the pool when Barbara gets driven to the Upside Down. It's actually a fantastic point.
Having no liquid, yet somehow enough water is found to fill this tank. Will recalls visiting Melvold's general store for milkshakes, yet milkshakes are only shown sold there in the stage play over 25 years earlier. Why did the power lever at the Squawk radio station change? If Eleven's death was an illusion generated by Kale, how did she maintain it when it was the lab where she was last seen that exploded first? Why was the Upside Down frozen on November 6, 1983? If the Upside Down's frozen, how come Will can see the Christmas lights and letters which were purchased and hung up after that date? How did Max go from blinded, limb snapped in multiple places, and brain dead to 100% normal? The show never definitively answers who's in charge of Henry. Does he control the Mind Flayer particles, or do they control him? In season 4, Vecna tells Eleven that she had banished him to a new place, but from the stage play we know he visited there when he was 9 years old. What happened to the third waterfall Mike talked about?
It was in the first shot when she was walking up. I had this question too, and then I watched it a second time. This is the shot of 2 waterfalls, and there's a 1 waterfall. It's supposed to be like a...
Well, there is a super tiny one over here. Does that count? Why did Vecna need exactly 12 kids? Was it a clock reference? It seemed to be a part of a ritual that's never explained. Why didn't Will control any of the Demogorgons, who are supposed to originate from the Abyss, in the final battle against Vecna?
That would have actually
been sick. The attack on Hawkins was covered up as an earthquake, but thousands of Hawkins residents, including military personnel, saw the monsters. How did Elle get into high school with no social security number or elementary education? How does Joyce afford to move the entire family to California on a retail worker's salary? How come they didn't try using the military's sound emitters against Vecna? How come you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel?
I don't want to, but thank you for the video Think Story. Jesus Christ Think Story, you have a lot of subscribers. Yes, some of those questions just have like legitimate answers. Why did philosophers hate women? Well, I'm not going to watch this, but...
they had no poon.
What? Oh, because the philosophers got no poon? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably didn't.
Age is just a number in fiction. That is crazy. That is a crazy title. Oh my gosh.
That is how writers write stuff. The anime that
Dude, why are we getting these freaking
the anime that gets adult
these
romance
suggestions, bro?
My girlfriend's sister started an OnlyFans. Phone addiction is making movies dumber. It really is. That's so frustrating.
Movies made for people on their phones, bro. Oh, I hate people who are on their phones.
Literally. Stranger Things season 5 is genuine, bro. I'm so hungry. I'm starving.
I am also hungry.
Pretty soon I'm gonna end this so I could go get some freaking... What should I get to eat? Isn't the question.
I don't know. Oh, what time is it? 11:40? Oh yeah. I gotta take a shower soon.
I'm about to freaking pass out from no food, bro.
Luffy be like...
It's literally how it feels. I feel like my limbs are getting weak.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not joking. It's pretty bad.
What?
I'm not joking.
Oh. Nerd spaces hate black people.
This is true.
Yeah.
Remember when the Upside Down was scary? Yeah, it's low-key not.
Yeah.
Why hate the term aura?
Bro, it's just because you have no aura.
It's just because you... Oh my god, I need to know why you
An incredible skill in writing is being able to put into words why vague things like emotional resonance or pieces of storytelling work. It's not enough to just call Halloween scary or Blazing Saddles funny. Now, if you're just recommending a horror movie or comedy to a friend, these words are fine. But it's something like an essay or an analysis You need to go deeper. Halloween makes great use of music, like all of John Carpenter's movies, but that music also helps the horror with its absence. Obviously, you shouldn't have to explain a joke to make it funny, but you should be able to break down what it's playing off of. Blazing Saddles is absurd and ridiculous, and its focus on racism is funny because of how well it portrays racism as ridiculous and absurd. Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein are both funny movies directed and written by Mel Brooks, but they both play off different tropes that make them funny for different reasons. Which is why I hate this word. Aura is the lazy man's word for design. Why break down what makes something work when you could just say it has aura? Absolute Batman is a great character design. He's big and buff and badass, but he's big and buff and badass because it makes sense for him. This is a man who works out like hell, is insanely brutal, and doesn't have the wealth of his Earth 1 counterpart. It makes sense for him to look like this. He's scary, he's imposing, he's twice the size of most people, and he looks like he could break someone's arm just by thinking about it too hard. And all of those descriptors are lost and put into a mediocre pot by just saying he has aura. I'm not even asking that everyone write a damn essay when they like how something looks. I'm just asking that you use words that describe why you like something. Absolute Flash's outfit
because
looks less
aura,
like
I like
aura just says it all, bro.
I like it because it is aura, bro. It's why I like it. No, actually, like I mean, I do both things. I can describe why I like it in scholastic terms, but sometimes I just want to say it has aura.
Sometimes it just has aura, bro.
Sometimes it just has aura.
And more like sportswear, with runners, a white stripe on the side, and a snazzy jacket. Not only does it make sense for the Flash to have a suit resembling sportswear, but it also makes sense for a 15-year-old, which Wally West
or a
is.
diff.
Absolute Superman's a teenager that doesn't know his own strength. He's not a kid raised by farmers in the Midwest. He's a teenager that witnessed the death of his home planet and was actually raised by his birth parents before being separated. His hair is messy, unlike his hair on
There's
Krypton,
no way your
which
fingers
was
are
much more
going
in
numb,
line with
bro.
most
I
other
felt the
Superman
tingle,
depictions.
dude.
All of these character
Shut
designs
up.
work
That's
for
not
completely
what
different
going numb
reasons,
feels
which is
like.
why
Yes,
it's
it
such a
does.
disservice to just say it has aura. I love analysis. I love watching people and reading essays where someone really takes the time to sit down with a work of art.
There's a video why perfect power systems need to be broken. The gun rule. Interesting.
Okay, this will be the last thing that we watch.
Why are guns so overpowered in anime? How can an S-class Jujutsu sorcerer lose to a 9mm handgun? And why is it so satisfying to see guns break power systems? You've heard the phrase, the more complex a power system, the funnier it is when someone pulls out a gun. But how true is that really? And why is it kind of a great test for comparing different anime? That's why in this video, I'm gonna list the best examples of guns in anime, discuss how they negate one of anime's core principles, and explain why even the best power systems can have one major flaw. And the best way to do that is by starting with one of anime's core principles, fairness. To be clear, I really should be saying battle series. Obviously, if someone pulls out a gun in Kaguya-sama, that's a completely different situation. And if you're watching Black Lagoon, well then nobody cares because everyone has a gun. But in battle series, fairness is a crucial element because it allows characters to get stronger as long as they train enough. It guarantees that any character can achieve their goals or if they put in the effort. And even if there's characters with crazy abilities, fairness dictates that there should at least be some checks and balances between the different kinds of powers. This is where the element of complexity comes in, because the more rules you add to a power system, the more limits you place on otherwise broken characters. It's for these reasons that guns consistently shake up every good power system. Everyone has one example of an episode where someone brings a gun to a Beyblade fight or a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, and suddenly shit gets real. And the reason guns are so shocking in these types of anime is because guns are fundamentally unfair. Battle series are traditionally built on rules and fairness, so when a gun is added to that equation, the question for readers becomes...
so funny, bro.
Give me your Pokemon, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you this time. I want that Pikachu, bro. This is not a game.
Pikachu,
not
bro.
a game no more.
does this gun break the power system? Or in other words, does having a gun make the abilities pointless?
She just killed
And
those
a great
people.
example of how this plays out is Jujutsu Kaisen. Specifically, the scene where Toji assassinates Riko. In this case, Toji uses a gun because it doesn't have cursed energy, so he's able to sneak it into the barrier undetected. And since it doesn't have cursed energy, nobody senses him before he sneaks up on Riko. So in the moment, if you ask, does this break the power system? It kinda seems like it does. Jujutsu Kaisen sets up all of these details about cursed energy and domains and barriers, but anyone with a gun can just walk up and shoot you. But Toji only uses the gun for a few minutes before he has to switch back to his other weapons. And he's really the only character to use a gun in a world where everyone else uses swords or spells. So the gun doesn't break the power system, but the fact that this can happen does make the gun itself especially unfair in this kind of story where everyone depends so much on sorcery, which highlights exactly why guns are so unfair in battle series. Unlike most of the abilities, they don't require a lot of skill to use them. And considering how deadly they are, given how easy they are to use, they overpower all of the normal abilities and ruin the balance of the fights. So the more limits you add so that a power system is...
Bro got no diffed in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then he pulled out a gun. I remember watching that episode. He was so mad.
One of my favorite quotes, God made man, God made women, and Smith & Wesson made them equal. That's
carefully
funny.
balanced, the more shocking it is when some schmuck uses no skill and pulls out a gun. But this is only true with real guns. Because if you watch enough anime, you know that guns aren't always the same. For example, in Soul Eater, Kid is famous for using his guns. But in his case, the guns shoot a kind of energy blast rather than real bullets. In practice, this means that he needs more skill to use them, and they aren't as deadly unless he powers up. It's also worth mentioning that the power system in Soul Eater isn't that complex. There are a few rules, but for the most part, characters can kind of do whatever they want, and the checks and balances are minimal. So in that case, guns aren't shocking because they don't act as a counter to any major rules. Another good example of this is Full Metal Alchemist. It's easy to forget that there are tons of guns in this show, but that's only because most of the characters rely on alchemy. But while there are rules to alchemy, the actual interactions between abilities are basically pretty simple. There's plenty of room for nuance, but there's not a lot of restrictions. In practice, this means that someone like Hawkeye is deadly against most characters, but put her up against one of the homunculi and they usually counter her attacks. In this case, guns aren't unfair because they're common, they have counters, and the power system doesn't have that many restrictions. But this brings us to why guns are surprisingly important in anime, because I just explained how guns aren't unfair in Full Metal Alchemist and Soul Eater, but the whole point of guns is that they're supposed to be unfair. So if you put guns in an anime that's supposed to be fair, and the guns aren't broken, wouldn't that imply the power system itself is broken? In some cases, maybe, but this is where we have to talk about the overlooked spectrum of fairness and complexity. Take Dragon Ball, for example. Guns are useless in that show because even when an Earthling gets strong enough, they can stop the bullets. This highlights the lack of complexity in the power system because there's no hard limit on how strong characters can get, and there aren't a lot of rules about the interactions between abilities. But that doesn't mean
I don't think that highlights the lack of complexity. I think what highlights the lack of complexity in Dragon Ball is the fact that every laser blast is basically the exact same thing with a different color.
Yeah.
There's no inherent difference between what a Kamehameha does and what a Final Flash does, except the Final Flash never fucking works.
Naturally, the American martial arts are overpowered in anime, except naturally against Seto Kaiba.
Ball is completely unfair. In fact, there's a few cases where characters have access to one-shot abilities.
Well, except the Destructo Disc.
What do you mean about the Destructo Disc?
The Destructo Disc, like...
Yeah, there are yeah, but Destructo Disc isn't like a blast though.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a few cases where characters have access to one-shot abilities that, while not as overpowered as guns, do have the capacity to take out otherwise overpowered characters. Mind you, Dragon Ball isn't perfectly fair.
Technically, the Spirit Bomb is like I think the writers forgot how the spirit bomb works. Because, like, the spirit bomb is supposed to be 100% super effective, but only to evil motherfuckers. But during the Tournament of Power, Goku is like, yeah, I'm just going to use this against Jiren now. Jiren's, like, the ultimate hero of his universe.
Yeah.
And so, that was never going to work. It's, like...
Fair, but this element of one-shot abilities still shows us how there's still some balance in the power system that can be exploited. But that doesn't mean the power system has a lot of restrictions. This is what I mean when I say fairness versus complexity. Fairness is just how balanced the power system is. You can have balance regardless of exactly how many rules there are, and complexity just means detail. You can add entire data books of details to a power system, but unless they actually serve as limits, they don't necessarily make a power system any more fair. So when comparing anime, it's useful to think of this like a graph. You can have a power system that's complex and
if he's trying to say that the World Trigger power system is just complex and not fair, that's completely wrong. Because the World Trigger power system is probably one of the best made out there. Like on par with, maybe not necessarily on par with Nen, but wait, does the Spirit Bomb not consider racism evil because Frieza just shrugged it off?
No, Frieza didn't just, Frieza freaking got, like, he got hurt real bad. He just was a lot stronger than them. So Goku's Spirit Bomb wasn't as potent as, like, it was on, like, Vegeta.
Yeah. No, like, World Trigger has a fantastic power system. Out of all things that, like, World Trigger is a really good power system.
Unfair, complex and fair, simple and fair, or simple and unfair. Now, going back to our question of would a gun break the power system, this is really only true when a power system is complex and fair. And a great example of why this chart is useful to think about is actually One Piece. Because prior to Haki, One Piece was kind of a mixed bag. It had plenty of details for the abilities, but there weren't a lot of rules besides Devil Fruit users being weak to water and sea stone. And while Logia users were pretty overpowered at the time, they had the same weaknesses as everyone else, so the system as a whole was still somewhat fair. So this was a case where you had a power system that was simple and fair, meaning guns weren't that shocking to the system. Now, after the introduction of Haki, they still don't break the system, but guns are more relevant when anyone can coat their bullets or even arrows using Haki. Notice how once we add more checks and balances, this moves One Piece closer to that one quadrant where guns are actually overpowered. It's not quite there yet, but it gets closer with more complexity. But I do have to mention that this quadrant system isn't perfect, and there's no clear cutoff for a power system being simple or complex.
Yeah.
A great example of this that actually inspired this discussion is Gachi Akata.
Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Brook, fucking...
You think Brook's faster than a bullet?
There's zero doubt in my mind that Brook is faster than a bullet.
I don't know, we just haven't seen a lot of speed feats from Brook.
Brook ran on water.
That's because he... No, but that's not because he's fast. That's because he weighs less.
So he weighs less and he's slow and he can run on water? That's what you're telling me?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. No, I just don't know the specifics behind why. I don't remember exactly why Brook is able to run on water. He says it, but I don't remember exactly.
He's fast enough. He's faster than a bullet for sure.
Specifically the scene where Rio pulls out a gun and starts shooting raiders. Just before she does, we watch how Zonko loses to Jabber in a fight that sets you up to believe that the untalented hard worker was going to win. But then Rio shows up and shoots the winner of that fight. Mind you, there is plenty of detail in Gachi Akata's power system. We know how you gain abilities, the different types of abilities, and there's even some limits on the abilities. But the abilities do get pretty crazy anime, and unlike a series like JoJo or Hunter x Hunter, there really aren't that many checks and balances. At the same time, this power system is clearly more detailed than something like Dandadan's power system, in the fact that Ryo gains such a clearly unfair advantage against two enemies by using a plain old gun does tend to imply that the power system is carefully balanced. This is an example of how the fairness and complexity spectrum is still useful as a frame of reference, but it's not perfect, and it doesn't define every power system. It also doesn't account for a third element that guns exploit in anime, and that is innocence. Because fairness is by definition a fair principle, any story that uses it tends to have a more innocent tone or worldview. Like our quadrant system, it's not a binary thing, but allowing anyone to achieve their goals or get stronger kind of depends on at least some optimism. And that's exactly why guns are shocking in any story that is even remotely fair. Gachi Akata is a great example of this because prior to that scene, we just thought Ryo was unhinged. But when you see how willing she is to break the rules and take out her enemies by any means, suddenly you see a much darker side to her that sets her apart from every other character. Another great example of this actually comes from Hunter x Hunter. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but there's a scene where some hunters are like, oh my god, we finally got away from the ants. And then an ant shoots them with a gun and unloads a whole magazine. This is, in my opinion, the best example of more complex equals more funny because Hunter x Hunter is infamous for having more rules than any other power system. And in this scene, that all gets thrown out the window when someone decides to pull out a gun. It not only shocks the power system, but the scene is written in a way where you don't even see the character until after they shoot the gun, so the initial shock of the bullet is that much more surprising. But probably my favorite example of guns being used in anime is Eden
let's
Zero.
be honest though.
This one stands out because it doesn't
Paco
even...
is like not that strong, so it's not that crazy that she lost to a gun.
I think her name is Ponzu.
Ponzu. Yeah, Ponzu, sorry, not Paco. Paco's the other dude.
Yeah. But like I don't know, Gon would probably also get his like I think the only character I could think of, well, one of the few characters is Kilo would lose to a gun, but I feel like Gon would get his shit kicked in by a gun.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
If he enhanced his big fat head, maybe he would get shot.
Even take place during a fight. This takes place after Shiki loses to the villain Draken Joe. Mind you,
Shiki,
prior to this point, Eden Zero was fairly lighthearted like Mashima's other stories, and included familiar themes like the power of friendship. But then Draken Joe says F you to friendship and power systems, and executes the main character of the story with a handgun.
What?
This is
Dang,
still one of the most shocking moments in anime, because
Holy
it shattered
crap.
any innocence in the story and completely reshaped the viewer's assumptions about who was safe. And this is why guns not only should be
Bro, stay
overpowered,
dead?
but they kind
I
of
don't
need to
know. I
be
need to
because they're a
freaking
great
watch
way to
Eden
shock
Zero now.
anime. They expose flaws in seemingly
wasn't gonna watch
perfect
it
power
before, but
systems.
freaking-
They're a great test to determine just how fair a power system really is, and they also shatter assumptions about death
Probably gets
in
revived by
stories where
the, power
characters
of
seem
friendship.
invincible. And that is why guns in
Okay,
anime are
Pause. There's another. Okay. No shot. Jujutsu Kaisen's at number 6. You saved that to. Okay, good. I'm gonna watch that on my own time. Because no way you put Jujutsu Kaisen above Hunter x Hunter,
I
bro.
was gonna watch that at like the next stream.
Yeah. Okay, we can watch it on the next stream.
But the Paragon archetype, let me get Paragon. I was anime failed tactical fights. Yep, throw me all these. The 10 worst cliches in short films. Throw me all these. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna freaking.
We will win through the power of friendship and this gun I found. Indeed. I'm gonna get a gun and then name it the power of friendship. It would be funny.
I have to go because I'm about to fucking pass out. I'm so hungry.
Oh my gosh, bro. It's not that deep, bro.
You don't understand how it feels right now. What should I eat? I kind of want.
I do understand how it feels.
You know you don't.
I've
bro.
been hungry.
No, you clearly not. Because this sucks. What should I get to eat? I'm thinking McDonald's. But I also
Sure.
don't. I was hoping for a better fucking suggestion than McDonald's.
Freaking Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's always a W.
No, it's too much sauce on it.
What?
They put too much sauce.
Oh my. Yeah, I hate you so much.
Like the spices, they put way too much sauce on it, dude. Like it's actually soggy. It's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
What they
You're
do,
such a wuss.
They do put too much sauce on it.
I've never had that problem, bro.
Do you eat spicy sandwiches, Noah?
Well, no.
Exactly.
But I just assume you're talking about the mayo with the classic sandwich because the classic sandwich has mayo on it.
I'm talking about the spicy sauce on the spicy sandwich.
Well, as for less spicy sauce.
Yeah, that's not how that really works. I'm pretty sure they just have a tube and they squeeze it.
Yeah, I'm sure. So ask them to squeeze it less.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, Anthony. Bye.
Bye, Anthony. But yeah, end of stream and stuff.
Bye.